One of my viewers sent me a comment asking about ankle holsters, and so we'll talk about that. Ankle holsters were very popular 20 years ago or so because they allowed you to carry a pistol even though you were dressed neatly. And when I talk about dressed neatly, your shirt's tucked in, you probably have shirt and tie, that sort of thing, and you can't have a pistol showing on your waist. And so ankle seemed like a good place to put your gun. Now, that was 20, 30 years ago, and things have changed. And now I think ankle holsters are, in general, a bad idea for a primary gun. My rule is that your fighting gun should be within arm's length at all times. You should be able to reach your gun without doing anything more than reaching out for it. So I can do that here. But is my ankle within arm's length? And it isn't. So one of the problems with ankle holsters is that to access the pistol, I either have to stand on one foot, lift the leg with the holster, and then access the pistol. So I'm on one foot in the middle of a fight or just before a fight and somebody's attacking me, running at me with a knife or whatever. Does that make sense? The other option is to go to a knee, and that brings the gun within arm's reach, and now you can draw and fight with the pistol. And if you practice this can actually be relatively quick, certainly under 2 seconds. Problem is, I'm now on my knees, I'm anchored a little bit. Is there the advantage of being a little bit lower? Possibly. But it might be a disadvantage if it's a dynamic situation. So once again, think about somebody running at you, trying to bash your head in with a baseball bat. Is this the position you want to be in? Ankle holsters can be dirty. The gun being that close to the ground, even though you're not shooting the gun, it'll pick up dirt. Amazing how dirty they can get, how quickly. And it's just not necessary anymore. We have much better options that will put a gun into arm's length, even if you're dressed with your shirt tucked in. First thing you can do is a pocket holster. Any pistol that's a size that's going to work on your ankle will probably work in a pocket, depending on your clothing, obviously. If you're wearing light weight fabrics, carrying a pound and a half of metal and plastic can distort the fabric quite a bit. So you have to look at your wardrobe and see if the clothing will actually handle the weight of the firearm. Better are these new lines of tuckable holsters. Crossbreed was one of the first that really made it popular, and then Galco and DeSantis have kind of knocked off what they've done. But the holster is set up with so that you can tuck your shirt in around the gun, and so you have that neat business look, but the gun is within arm's reach, and it's just a matter of ripping the shirt out and then accessing your pistol. So, for those reasons, ankle holsters are sort of a dinosaur. They're a thing of the past. They made sense when that was the only thing that was available, but now there's much better options for carrying a pistol of that size and keeping it within arm's reach. Now, are there times when an ankle holster does make sense given these constraints? Sure. I think it makes sense for a backup gun, or even better, maybe a tertiary gun, a third gun. There may be times when you can access your ankle holster when you couldn't access this gun. Think about, you're wrestling around on the ground with somebody, he's on top of you, your side is against the ground and pinning the gun. There's no way you could get to it, but you can bring your leg up and access your pistol, putting your pistol within arm's reach at that point. The ankle holster puts the gun within arm's reach if you are seated. So if you're at a desk or you're in a car, then the leg is a lot closer to you, the pistol is within arm's reach, and that might make sense. But in general, for everyday carry, for the average person, I think ankle holsters are not your best option. I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, tell your friends, be safe.